the next thing that I feel everyone should be focusing on is the 10th anniversary, which for the first time will be celebrated by both Global and JP, as well as you when you subscribe to the channel, because I appreciate you for that. But I wanted to talk about what could we possibly see for the 10th anniversary. There's actually quite a few possibilities. Here I pulled up characters that we do not have yet, and maybe we can see some sort of correlating theme between those. Then I pulled up some original ideas I had, right? Not original like I thought of them first. I'm saying characters that could be Dokkan originals that would also fit, you know, the headlining celebration. And then a new unit type that I want to discuss, something that I've discussed on the channel before and many other people have thought of as well. And this is, again, just some of the stuff that I want to see for the anniversary, for the 10th anniversary, no less. Let me know what you want to see. And remember that the units I pulled up here, I'm trying to at least fit the hype of what the anniversary could be. I know not every single release during the anniversary has to be like a super omega hype character, but I think the ones I pulled up here do fit the bar, especially if they're paired with other characters who are maybe a little bit hyper, or whatever the case may be, right? For example, during the 9th anniversary, we got the Gammas, which of course are really cool, and we wanted them, but they weren't really extremely hype, but they were paired with Beast Gohan, and you know, it just worked out. So let's start with characters that we just don't have yet. Now, these are going to be specific forms or specific instances of characters. A lot of these characters we already have in the game, obviously, but these are specific forms and stuff that I want to see in the game, especially when it comes to naming, because in this game, unfortunately, naming is very, very, very important. So first things first, we don't have a standalone LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. It just doesn't exist. This guy is a transforming character. We have some other standalone Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas, but they're not LRs. I do think this guy deserves his own LR, and we don't have that yet. And I know that a lot of people think that standalone characters are really boring and this and that, but I really didn't hear anyone say anything about Cell Max or you know, there's another character I had on my head. Oh, like Beast Gohan. Beast Gohan didn't transform. Like, it is so possible to have fun with characters who don't transform. And it's really interesting because a lot of people also have problem with transforming characters because the conditions suck. Or why, like, another great example is like the Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta for Worldwide that dropped last year. That character, it's like, why not just drop as Blue Vegito, dude? Just why not? It doesn't make any sense why you can't. We would have been so much more exciting if that character dropped as is and then gave him some really cool active skill or some other thing, something, right? But I don't want to go through loops and all these different things to transform to see a character that I want to see at the start of turn. And Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta does not have a standalone LR in the game, and that is wild to me. And it's definitely a possibility to see that during the 10th anniversary. Same thing with Blue Gogeta. Would you believe me if I told you that Blue Gogeta does not have a single standalone LR in the game? This Blue Gogeta transforms from the Super Saiyan. We also have another Blue Gogeta that transforms from the base Gogeta from the 5th anniversary. And we have another Super Saiyan Gogeta, the AGL Super Saiyan Gogeta, who transforms into Blue Gogeta as well. So we have a few Blue Gogetas in the game. But guess what? None of them are standalone Blue Gogeta. And we are already seeing a theme here, but I promise there's some more, you know, other ideas down the line, but there's just more to go through because, again, we don't have a standalone LR Super Vegito in the game. Isn't that crazy? You know what? I might as well just prove this to you, right? Let me look up Gogeta. Let's just take a look at Gogeta. You can see there's no, like, if I type in Blue Gogeta, yeah. Okay, that's a problem. Now, if I type in Blue Vegito, just so you know that it's not the search criteria, if I type in Blue Vegito, you see Blue Vegetos pop up, right? But there's no Blue Gogeta. That's concerning, right? And let me do Super Vegito, just so you see. There is no standalone LR Super Vegito in the game. Now, of course, we do have this character, but they transform from a Goku and a Vegeta character, which, of course, is just not the same. And speaking of it not being the same, I know we already looked at Blue Vegito, but again, Blue Vegito is an interesting case because we do have a standalone LR of him, but the thing with, there's no, like, summonable premium version of this character. as standalone LR, which of course, I feel like I'm not really, I understand people will be like, yo, you're kind of nitpicking. Like, I don't think I am. Blue Vegito, you're telling me 10 years into this game, and there isn't a standalone just LR that just dropped as Blue Vegito? No transform conditions, none of this, that, I don't care. Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta fusing into Blue Vegeta, that does not count. I want a standalone Blue Vegeta who's the best character in the game upon release. Is that so hard? Not every character has to fuse, man. Or has to have some transformation or whatever the case is. So these four, which of course they if it's a really nice theme, if we're being honest, right? Like, you know, but it's just interesting to point those things out. Then we have Final Form Frieza. Would you believe me if I told you Final Form Frieza does not have a Dokkan Fest character in the game? If I type in Final Frieza, look at all this. Show me the Dokkan Fest. Now, this guy is TOP, and he's Angel. I'm talking about not Saiyan Saga, Namek Frieza. Doesn't exist. We need that, like, badly. We also don't have a standalone LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the Cell games. Dokkan Fest. Again, Dokkan Fest LR Gohan from the Cell games. And I specify that because we do have a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, standalone LR, but that is from the BoJack movie, which of course doesn't really count. And then we also have another Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Let me just type in Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Another thing to mention is we have this guy here, but this guy's a yellow coin LR. And not only that, he's super, super, super old. So if you drop a standalone Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from Cell games, he's clashing with characters who, one, no one runs, and two, no one runs. So he's replacing no one because there's no one to replace because there's no good Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in the game standalone. So there's nothing really to worry about when this character drops, as he should. And speaking of which, it's very interesting that we don't have a standalone LR Perfect Cell in the game. Let me prove it to you. Perfect Cell. Again, we have a few Perfect Cells, right? The OG STR one, the Tech one. We have a few Perfect Cells, but not a single standalone LR Perfect Cell in the game. And to me, that is a problem. And the fact that these two don't have their own standalone forms is also another interesting thing to bring up. We don't have LR Kid Buu in the game, obviously. A dead meme. I'm not going to beat it, but you know, you get the point, right? We don't have a Dokkan Fest baby in the game, which is crazy to me. All the babies. I feel like baby deserves more love and representation in this game, and I'm not going to lie to you. Another thing I want to pull up here is Vegeta. Now, we have a Dokkan Fest God Goku. We have an LR God Goku. We have an LR God Goku and God Vegeta, but we don't have a standalone Dokkan Fest God Vegeta. Now, since we're talking about the anniversary here, this would be a standalone God Vegeta for anniversary, maybe like part 2. Again, I don't know. I think this guy would be hype enough, especially if he dropped alongside a Goku, but I just don't know how that specifically would work. But this is a character that we just don't have. We don't have a standalone God Vegeta in the game that is a premium character, right? Like an LR or a Dokkan Fest. I don't know how that would work for the anniversary, but it's definitely possible. They have dropped less hype things for sure during an anniversary. And then last but not least, we have Beerus here. Now, I'm specifically talking about a Beerus, like a Hakai Beerus, when he Hakai'd Zamasu. We don't have that in the game just yet. And funnily, that doesn't sound like a proper word. Funny enough, I think that's just the way you say it. When you look up Beerus, we don't really have, like, it's just a standalone LR Beerus in the game. Like, Beerus Pajamas counts because it's a Beerus, but it's Beerus Pajama. I'm talking about Beerus, like Beerus. Not a single good Beerus in the game, right? Because they're, like, just Beerus himself is this guy, this guy, this guy. Like, all these guys are fodder. Beerus again Pajamas is Beerus himself. Sure, you can make that argument. I mean, it's not even an argument. It's just a factual statement. But I'm talking about, and the great thing too is that when a regular Beerus drops, you can run him alongside this guy, which I don't even know why you do that, because this guy isn't anything crazy anyways. But the point I'm making is that Hakai Beerus needs to be in the game. And that to me is, of course, anniversary material. Those are just some of the characters that we don't have, or some forms or specific iterations of rarities we don't have for these characters that I do think we deserve to see in the game. Especially some of those earlier fusion ones that I talked about. Now let's take a look at some original characters that I do believe we can easily see for the anniversary if they decide to go down this route. And before I even start off, I just want to say shout out to the artists for a lot of these arts that I found on Google. First things first, this is just hero stuff, but again, this right here. Oh, look at this. New card from Heroes, please be... I didn't even read this. I did not even read this, but yeah, this right here is and could be a crazy headliner for the anniversary. And then maybe the other one would be these guys, or maybe this is like part 1 and this is part 2. I also thought about maybe God Gogeta and God Vegeta, which would be a crazy hype characters to release. I'm not gonna lie to you, like they can definitely do, and they can cook a lot when it comes to original fusion cards in this game. And I'm telling you, you also have a UI Goku and Beast Gohan. Shout out to this artist here. This would be one heck of a hype card to release. My only issue is that when it comes to these anniversary characters, as you already know, anniversary characters always balance out. And what I mean by that is when they drop a dual Dokkan Fest or a dual Carnival or a Dokkan Fest and Carnival banner, whatever the case is, those two characters that drop at the same time always mirror each other in some way, shape, or form. So if they drop a Gohan, it's usually a Cell, or a Gohan and Broly for Worldwide because they fought each other, right? Or a Goku and a Vegeta, or a Goku and Frieza. Like, the main fights of these arcs is usually what you see for the top 2 headliners. Now, the question is, what in the world would mirror, right, a Goku and Vegeta? A Goku and Gohan. And the obvious answer is a Trunks and Vegeta. My only issue with that is a Trunks and Vegeta card, I just don't think would be possible, because this is Beast Gohan's highest power, and at least in the anime, this is Goku's highest power. Which would mean to match this, we would need a card with Vegeta's highest power and Trunks' highest power. Now, when it comes to Vegeta, of course, we can get away with having a card that is Evolution Blue Vegeta. But Trunks, man, I don't know. Like, Trunks, like, what is the strongest form that we haven't seen already? It would be very, very, very similar to this card right here, right? It would literally just be this card. Except you'd have Rage Trunks and Evolution Blue Vegeta. I don't know how that just sounds weird to me. I don't know. So this would be a really cool card to get, but I just don't know how that would really work. But this itself could definitely work. And shout out to this artist again. You can have, of course, a character like Base Vegeta and Base Goku who transform into UI and Evolution Blue Vegeta. Or you can just have these, because these guys don't really fight, like UI Goku doesn't really fight with Vegeta. So this would, of course, be an original card idea, but one that's very, very easy to do. And because they're buffing the heck out of TOP right now, I really feel like this is actually a legitimate possibility to see for the anniversary, right? Now, the question is, who would be the other character? I don't know. Jiren in some, I really, really don't know. But this, of course, is again something that I really, really, really do want to see. We also have Goku and Bardock. Legends already had. This is the Legends variant of Goku and Bardock. I think this could easily happen. And last but not least, this is a image I found off Google that I thought was really, really cool. And I think this is like a thumbnail belonging to Unreal Gaming. I don't know how to pronounce his name. So sorry about that, but I saw this on Google and I was like, it would be really fun to pull this up real quick. If you can have a Goku and Bardock, you can have a King Vegeta and Vegeta, right? So I think that'd be really, really cool to see. And then last but not least, a new unit type with 2 examples I wanted to pull up here. But the unit type are just clash characters. Clash character would literally be 2 characters who clash, and the result of the clash, the blowback of the clash is what does damage to the enemy. So, for example, when you pull for this character, and let's say you're using them on the team, and let's say you're going up against Red Zone Broly, right? God Goku isn't fighting Broly, and Beerus isn't fighting Broly. These are not joined forces characters. What's happening is when the animation plays for this card, you are literally watching Beerus and Goku fight. And when they have a clash, the waves of that clash, I forgot the specific word for it, but when the waves of that clash happen, those waves is what ends up doing damage to the enemy, which I think would be a really, really cool concept that they can easily do in the game. It's literally just animations and then just a blowback of waves, whatever the case is, right? Same thing for this. I think a Goku Black and Goku card would be absolutely sick, especially if you have... It could be like Blue Goku and Rose Goku Black, or Base Goku and Base Goku. I think the art would be super sick. But then again, it's just them fighting, and the result of the clash is what does damage to the enemy. There are so many instances where they can really pull clash characters out and make them really cool and really unique. And I think that 10th anniversary could be a really, really cool start to something like this, especially since there's so many fights where there's so many different really strong, powerful waves that are created from the clashes of, you know, the protagonist and the antagonist, whatever you want to call it. But let me know what you think. I would love to see some characters that we don't have represented when it comes to certain forms or rarities. I would love to see some originals or even a completely new character type, like these clash characters here. So let me know what you really want to see. Hopefully you enjoyed. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and good night. Thank you again for all of the support.